Thank you for tuning in. This episode requires no introduction. Thank you for watching FYP Reloaded. Please like, share, and subscribe.
This Saturday, it's Flag Day. Happy Flag Day. It's also President Trump's birthday. It's also the day of his big North Korean dictator-style military parade in Washington. More tanks and guns unloading this afternoon outside Washington, D.C. Look at that. Saturday is also the day organizers are planning the next very large nationwide day of protest against Trump and what Trump is doing to the country. Even as Trump panics, the No Kings Day of Defiance. They said this today, quote, "The No Kings mobilizations on June 14th were already planned as a peaceful stand against authoritarian overreach and the gross abuse of power this administration has shown. Now, this military escalation," meaning what's happening in Los Angeles, only confirms what we have known. This government wants to rule by force, not serve the people. From major cities to small towns, we will rise together and say we reject political violence. We reject fear as governance. We reject the myth that only some deserve freedom. On Saturday, June 14th, more than 1,800 rallies will take place across the country, peaceful, organized, and united. The No Kings movement has posted a map online showing where those 1,800 plus rallies will be held. I should tell you, and I think this is important, of those 1,800, more than 100 of those have been added to the map since Trump announced that he was sending the National Guard into L.A. If he was hoping to get people to not protest, it's backfiring. Organizers are going to hold a series of online trainings this week ahead of the big day. Tomorrow, it's a Know Your Rights training that they're doing nationwide by Zoom so people can better understand how to interact with law enforcement or provocateurs during the demonstrations. Then 2 days later, on Thursday, another big nationwide Zoom call. They're calling it a pre-mobilization mass call. That's for anybody who's planning to participate. Potentially tens of thousands of people are going to be on that call. It's basically just to talk strategy ahead of the big day Saturday. But tonight, as the Trump administration does its best to try to turn the streets of L.A. into a war zone, as Trump's flop sweat and lack of political ideas is manifested in National Guardsmen and now Marines being sent to the streets of L.A., the determination of the No Kings organizers appears to be clear. Many protests, bigger than ever, peacefully, joyfully, everywhere, and unstoppable. There's nothing he fears more.
Big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protest that wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but, you know, this is people that hate our country, but they will be met with very heavy force.
He really is just a small man, isn't he? He's not aware of any protests that are going on. And those that do protest will be met with force. Well, sir, please don't watch this next clip because it might just do you in. NoKings.org. You are unaware of any protests? Allow me to show you that during this ridiculous parade you have made for yourself, the rest of the country will be doing this. See, because we're starting here, right, at the Lincoln Memorial. There's the White House. Okay, sir, so allow us to zoom out, okay? This is where the parade is supposed to be happening, but you are unaware of any protests. Allow me to show you the fuck around and find out face, okay? So you see, there's the ellipse, there's the White House. Everything's going to go off without a hitch. Absolutely. And there are no there's no protests. But what's that blue? Oh, and there's another. Oh, and it appears, sir, that there are men. That's that's going to encompass lots of Maryland there and around D.C. going into Virginia. Oh, is this? Are we zooming out to a map of the United States? And are all of those dots where NoKings.org protesters will be peacefully protesting? I think that's, yeah, those are some dots. That doesn't look like zero protests. Oh, look, Alaska, Hawaii. I mean, everybody's partaking. Ooh, all the way on down. Look at all of those dots, sir. So if you're unaware, there are also other countries that are going to be involved in this nokings.org because nobody is going to allow you to do this. Nobody. Nobody's going to allow you to forget that this day there are no kings in America. Okay, so for every little dot you see, those are planned protests. Do you understand now, sir? Do you get it? You really are the smallest man that ever lived. And may you live another 100 years.
A countrywide protest is taking place in America on June 14th. They're calling it the No Kings protest. So far, over 1,800 protests have been coordinated all over America. On this same day, Trump is having a military parade for his birthday, totaling $90 million in costs.
$90 million? What happened to saving money?
It's Trump's 79th birthday. It has to be special. This is part of the reason why the No Kings protests are happening on this day. Their website reads, they defied our courts, deported Americans, disappeared people off the streets, attacked our civil rights, and slashed our services.
So while he's having a parade, the entire world's going to be on fire?
Yes, somebody made a website called nokings.org where you can find events near you or host an event yourself. Trump said any military parade protesters will face very heavy force. And said anybody protesting on this day is a paid insurrectionist.
What, did you take a page out of Kim Jong-un's playbook?
What, because he's having a military parade for his birthday? He does that. I can't believe anybody would protest on this day. Why is this happening?
This is happening because Americans feel like they've been let down for 6 months straight.
Really?
And the one in charge is doing nothing about it but making things worse.
Just because he's using $90 million of their tax dollars doesn't mean he's making things worse. Trump is a good leader. People just don't want to listen to him.
When people feel like they have a leader, they'll fall in line themselves. But you can't force or intimidate anybody to fall in line when you're incapable.
We'll see what happens in LA Tuesday. Martial Law 2025. This is a great use of my tax dollars.
Hey folks, it's Joe from Georgia. So if you're unhappy with the way things are going in the United States, there's an easy way for it to be heard. This weekend, there are going to be over 1,800 protests across the United States. This is the No Kings Day that is going on this Saturday. All across the country, over 1,800 locations are going to give you the opportunity to speak out, to bring your signs, to gather together. Our Constitution allows us to have protests, peaceful protests, and I can assure you the protests will be peaceful. There's not going to be any violence, even though you've got these Republicans saying that they need to send in the National Guard to where these protests are going to be, and the governor of Texas putting out that he's going to send the National Guard in. Well, these are called protest people. It's something that you're allowed to do. You're given the freedom of speech and the opportunity to gather as a group to show your displeasure with the United States and what they're doing. So folks, if you want to make a difference, it's this Saturday. Everyone who can possibly turn out, look it up online. You can find out where the closest protest is to your city. And trust me, you won't have to go far because there's over 1,800 of those spread out across the United States. So get out there. Show America what the real truth is.
Did you know that the No Kings protest on June 14th is brought to you and sponsored by Walmart? The more you know.
Tomorrow feels off, like my chest. I'm telling you guys this and I can barely breathe. I am nervous. We have that protest, we have the parades, huge crowds, same energies. And it's not the protest. We've protested before. It's not the parade. We've had parades before, but everything just feels too clean, too coordinated, like we're being guided. My fucking chest, bro. Guided to the same spots on purpose. Confirms this. And I'm not trying to fearmonger. You don't have to agree with me, you don't have to stay home, but I am gonna ask you just to pause for 1 second. Keep your head on a swivel. Let someone know where you are. If something feels weird, leave. Honestly, cannot. And I don't blame you for not wanting to stay home. Lord, protect us all.
I just got this eerie feeling about tomorrow with the whole military parade, Trump birthday, and then the No Kings protest. And then I'm not really big on superstitions like that, but it's just lightning everywhere out here. Like just lightning. I just see lightning. And it's supposed to be like a real bad thunderstorm. But all that to say is, I don't trust that No Kings parade. I don't trust that No Kings protest shit. Not even a little bit. I think they up to some shit. Honestly, I really do. So if you are in DC and you are attending, be safe. If you in the other cities that they supposed to be having this, be safe. Something just don't seem right with me. I hope I'm wrong, and I may be wrong. But let's just hope I'm wrong. Because every time these fucks get together to protest, it always turns into some shit. You feel me? So y'all, if you're going out tomorrow, just be safe, keep your head on the swivel, and all that stuff.
I swore to myself I was going to stay away from this topic, but something is off. Something is off about this weekend with the No Kings and the military parade and everything going on between Iran and Israel. It's something feels fucking off. I just think it's a perfect storm for someone to do something awful to a lot of people. And I don't know who it is. I mean, it could legit be a retaliatory strike from Iran. You know, everybody's gathered in all these big cities. That makes a lot of sense. But also, I mean, God, both sides of our political structure, I mean, we're as close to a civil war as we've ever been since the actual Civil War. I hate to be that guy with the tinfoil hat, but if anyone was ever going to attempt a false flag operation, this is the perfect storm. I look, and this isn't because I don't completely agree with what you're protesting for, if this is your thing and that's what you're going out there for. Full disclosure, I'm on the fence about it because I do appreciate the law and there should be a right way and a wrong way, but I also am a human and I want people to have a better life than whatever they're escaping. Like, I'm firmly torn on this whole thing. So if you are so passionate on the one side that these protests and everything mean that much to you, I cherish your right to go out and do that. And if that's important to you, fight that fight. I want that for you. But this weekend, I don't know, maybe let it go. And I know that's going to feel like a defeat because then, the military parade goes off without a hitch. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is, and I don't think I'm alone here, something feels fucking off about this weekend. And I hope that I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. But what's the worst could happen? You took a weekend off. You had a couple patio beers with some friends and maybe even talked about these same things and made alternate plans of how to continue fighting the good fight, whatever that means to you. Guys, man, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not in the business of telling you what to do. I'm just suggesting you consider letting it all fucking go for one weekend, this weekend. But good luck out there.
My favorite protest sign is, we fought a king in 1775, a dictator in 1945, we'll fight whatever the hell this is in 2025. New data reveals the money being spent on Trump's military birthday parade happening this Saturday, paid for by taxpayers, could feed every single homeless veteran in America for more than 4 months. If there's money for his parade, there's money for Medicaid. According to Caroline Leavitt, the Trump administration won't be recognizing Pride Month and thinks it's silly to throw a parade for just 7% of the population, which is why they're throwing a $100 million parade for just one man's ego instead. On the day of Trump's military birthday parade, there are also going to be counter-protests all over the country. The event and the specific day, June 14th, is being called No King's Day because Trump is acting like a king and people everywhere are really disturbed. NoKingsDay.org lays out everything that's going on. You can also search by your zip code to figure out what's closest to you. They're hosting trainings and information sessions leading up to the event that you can sign up for, and I've attached an LINK to my page where you can RSVP for whatever's closest to you. And lastly, if you donate your $400K salary but then spend $90 million on a birthday parade, you're still 89 $9,600,000 in the hole, FYI. The concept of a military birthday parade is very authoritarian and weird, but this day will become the perfect opportunity for you to meet your neighbors and learn to organize with them, right? These are the people that you're going to want to know for the next 4 years.
All right, listen up. There's been a lot of chatter on these right-wing social media, Telegram, and these other places that these people like to hang out, that they are saying things like, for these protests that are planned tomorrow for the No Kings, shoot one and the rest of them will run. I'm not trying to, stir up panic or anything like that. I'm just saying y'all need to be real careful, because these people believe that violence is their birthright. And you have that bastard, DeSatan in Florida, saying that if you come across some protesters and they're surrounding your car, you can run them over and nothing will happen to you. Same thing in Texas. They're giving these people a green light to run you down if you're a protester. Just remember, be careful, because there's a lot of online chatter about what these far right, crazy MAGA people want to do tomorrow. Okay. Stay hydrated. Stay together. Stay together. Be safe. And I'll see y'all on the other side.
I'm sure you guys are seeing about the No Kings protest that's happening this weekend. I don't know if you guys seen the warning from Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. She says, do not attend the No Kings protest. I have screenshots circulating that leftists are going to wear MAGA gear in an attempt to cause chaos. But on top of her warning, did you guys see how she exposed that the No Kings protest is all being tied back to these oligarchies that they claim they're fighting? George Soros, USAID, and the Chinese Communist Party.
Tracking actually had an internal memo that was released that stated that the government of China considered you a prime target for influence operations. I'm letting you know that now because I do believe that you should be made aware of, if you are not already, that you are working with and going to be speaking at an organization and rally that not is just funded by Christy Walton, the heiress of Walmart, but also has ties to the Chinese Progressive Association, largely funding it, that actually brags on their website that they are pro-Maoist. Also, too, funded by the National Endowment for Democracy. I know there's a lot of people on this committee that don't like billionaires interfering in politics, but say nothing when George Soros gets over $260 million from USAID through the last administration that's then funneled.
So Congresswoman Luna was able to prove that over $240 million of government money, which is AKA taxpayer money, was given to George Soros' foundation through USAID, which is funneling money into funding this protesting and many other protests that we're aware of that all tie back to the Chinese Communist Party. Even with all this evidence and facts, liberals are still going to accuse us of being the cult. Meanwhile, they continue to support the communistic ways of the liberals.
Latinas for Trump. You can still be for Trump. Just do it over there in Mexico. Bigly. Blacks. The Latinas want you to come to the party. Finally, you're getting invited to the siesta. Only it's a protest party this time. They want you to get out there with your picket signs against ICE. Why are we against ICE all of a sudden? I thought we liked ICE. There's plenty of ICEs that we do like. We like iced tea, both the drink and the washed up wrapper. We love his wife Coco. She's so beautiful, don't you agree? We like Ice Spice. Okay, the thick one, not the thin one, apparently. Apparently the thin one is for the whites and the blacks like her thick. Bigly, they like that. Vanilla ice? No, we don't like that. No vanilla ice, but we like the ice capades. We like dry ice. And the fancy drinks where they put the little stuffies inside. We like that Bigly. Bigly, we enjoy it now. When I bring ice, it's a problem. Of course, everything I do is a problem. You guys find a problem with every single thing that I do. Listen, guys, why are we calling for the blacks The blacks already told you they weren't going to protest with you when 92% voted for Kamala. I thought that was really crazy because we were already going to rig the election, so why bother? You know what, I think you should be calling on the other white passing minorities, you know who. Yeah, call the Asians, because you both like rice. You just don't like ice. You don't like ice. It's a common ground, bigly. You're white passing, which is a little delusional, a little misguided, because, you know, unlike the Irish or the Italians, you don't pass for white. We're not confusing you. It's pretty clear you're brown, you're Asian. Denial is a river in Egypt, bigly. But whatever floats your boat, whatever gets your rocks off. I don't think the blacks are gonna show up for you. Sorry. But we can always blame the blacks. It's always a thing. It's always a default setting to blame the blacks. They're just a good group to blame. And they have talent. They'll come out of it somehow. Super resilient. Very, very strong, those guys. The backs of the blacks are super strong, top notch. You see the movie Get Out? Physical. Hispanics for Trump. Don't lose your mojo. Keep it going. Just because we deported your abuela doesn't mean you can't vote for us next time. Well, how's the song go? I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote. Let's do it. I will vote for Donald Trump. Don't lose your mojo just because of a little ice raid. Bigly. Perhaps when you're calling for the blacks to come and protest with you, maybe you should say it in English, maybe Ebonics. I don't think they speak the Espanol, but they do love a little fajita coming to the table with the smoke and the sizzle. It's very nice. The presentation is exquisite. Honestly, truly, bigly.
Every day across this country, something powerful is happening. People are rising for each other, for democracy, and for our collective freedom. We have chosen not to live in fear or let division destroy this country. We believe in something bigger than ourselves and the promise of freedom and justice for all. But now, our rights and our freedoms are under attack. We can point fingers or we can take action. This spring, millions of us united for one of the largest peaceful protests in the history of the United States. Together, we told Trump and his billionaire administration to keep their greedy hands off our healthcare, our veterans' benefits, our public lands, our rights. Courage is contagious, and now we're taking to the streets again on Saturday, June 14th for No King's Day. While Trump wastes tens of millions of taxpayer dollars on a military parade for his birthday, acting like a wannabe king. People in every state have organized over 1,800 events in their communities to uphold democracy and protect our rights. People standing side by side for the future we all deserve. We don't do kings in the United States. We believe power belongs with the people. Join us on Saturday, June 14th. Go to nokings.org to find the protest near you.
Walmart started the No Kings protest. Yeah, that protest on June 14th, the one that was supposed to be by the people, turns out it was bankrolled by a billionaire heiress from the Walmart dynasty. Her name? Christy Walton. She dropped serious cash to run a full-page ad in the New York Times, urging people to rise up, not for justice, but to push her political agenda. So the next time you're holding a sign, ask yourself, is this really your fight? Or is it just Walmart dressing up as a revolution?
This is how it went.
Very happy and excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming, and
this is how it's going.
So I admit I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner. so that I didn't drain out my bank account.
What y'all having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Because that is far more interesting to me than whatever she talking about. Have the day you voted for, ma'am. Get your dancing shoes back out and gets to stepping. Make America great again. One millionaire and billionaire at a time. He loves the poorly educated. His words, not mine. And this is the prime example of why. FAAFO. Have the day you voted for. And don't make me say it, don't mo.
Oh, great. Now there's a nationwide protest being organized for June 14th called No King's Day. This is BLM all over again. First of all, this is being pushed by a bunch of activist groups, and they picked June 14th because it's Flag Day and it happens to be Donald Trump's birthday. They say it's about rejecting authoritarianism. But let's be honest, this is just another anti-Trump stunt dressed as some big defense for democracy. So they're planning rallies in every major city across the United States on the same day that the army is holding a parade in Washington, D.C. So their message is going to be no kings, no crowns. They want to take power away from Washington and fight against mass deportation. They're using language of freedom, but what they're really doing is disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the military, and making a spectacle out of something that's supposed to be a day of unity. I reject everything about these protests. I don't buy the idea that shouting in the street is saving democracy. If you really care about this country, you respect the results of the election, you follow the law, and don't try to tear things down just because you're upset that your side isn't in power anymore. And some of y'all can't even wait. Now I'm hearing about protests erupting in New York, in Dallas, in Florida. Don't y'all have anything better to do? It's a revolution! Yeah, okay. Did you know that turtles can breathe out of their butts?
So this Saturday, June 14th, there's supposed to be some type of weather. And if you're going to be out and about in this weather, make sure you're clothed properly. Proper clothing is appropriate in all circumstances. I mean, if I'm going to be doing something that requires eye protection, I'm going to be using eye protection for it, you know? And in large crowds, I mean, you know, the pandemic didn't end, guys. So in large crowds, you know, it only makes sense to mask up. And when the pandemic started, people got real clever with all of their masks, you know? I mean, some people wore a cloth mask like this, a medical mask, even gas masks or N95 respirators, you know, just a variety of things, really. And, you know, depending on the type of weather, it is really important to stay hydrated. So lots of water. Bring lots of water. Stay hydrated this Saturday. I know some people like to drink milk, but honestly, water, it does the body good. You know, flushes out toxins, all kinds of things. So lots of water. And some people, you know, I don't understand what it is, but some people like to wear capes. What is that all about? I mean, if I had to wear a cape of a certain design, call me patriotic. I would wear the stars and stripes as a cape. I really, really would. Definitely wear Old Glory as a cape. So, you know, depending on the type of weather this Saturday, June 14th, make sure you just take care of yourself and take care of others around you. And remember, it's still Pride Month.
I have a warning for everybody who plans on attending No King's Day this weekend. I received this from a very trusted friend that I've known for over a decade, that the Boys in Blue and Team Kash Patel will be looking to cooperate so that they can agitate and spin up a narrative that there are going to be riots. So I want everybody who is attending this weekend to understand that by you going out to protest, you will be putting your body on the line, okay? I just want you to know that that is what you're dealing with. You're putting your safety on the line. That being said, since we are in a fight for optics, please wear the American flag, drape yourself in the American flag. That way that we can give the optics that they are willing to hurt the symbol of our country. Another thing, when you do see agitators, and people that aren't a part of your group trying to stir something up, what they did back in the Vietnam protests, they would all sit down and point. They would sit down and point at the agitators, and they would eventually leave. That's what you guys need to do. Okay, you need to distance yourself from those people, because there will be people undercover, whether it's Team Kash Patel or the supremacist groups that are coming out to try to stir something up. You need to distance yourself and point and just sit down. Now, for those who want an alternative to going out in the streets, which there is nothing wrong with, we support anyone doing that, but myself and a group of others are trying to push a movement called the People's Sick Day. It's a 3-day labor blackout, 3-day economic blackout, 3-day streaming blackout, the same way they do in France, the same way everybody stops going to work when the government has overreached. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to shut down the economy. This is only going to be the first of many. We are going to strategically plan these out. That way we can have these blackouts where it would hurt the elites the most economically, until our demands are met of removing Taco and his entire junk drawer, an end to Citizens United, a minimum raise to at least $20 an hour for all workers to keep their hands off of all our social safety nets and the Hispanic community. If you want to join us, please go to thepeoplesickday.com. There, you can go join our Discord where we're organizing. The Discord will be the first to know, because we are not dropping the dates on this. Because as we see with all these protests that are being planned, if you let your opponent know where you are and what date, they're going to be able to plan in advance. So please join the Discord. Don't mute any channels. We will be announcing there 48 hours before it's go time. That way we can supplement these protests out here where they are being loud and speaking up, and at the same time we can hurt these people economically. So we're working in conjunction on this, so let's get it done. Warning, I have another warning for everyone attending the No Kings Day protest tomorrow. I need you guys to mask up. So after yesterday's tip about the feds and the local boys in blue looking to agitate at these demonstrations, a brave soul DM'd us letting us know that DOD, DHS is using AI to scan faces at these protests. So we need you guys to wear masks, wear baggy clothing, hat, anything that will conceal your identity. All right, so we got our checklist so far, right? We got the American flag, that way we can show everyone in the media that the government has turned its back on its country. All right, we got sitting down if there's agitators around you, the same way they did during the Vietnam protests. Sit down, point them out, stay away from them. And lastly, baggy clothing, masks, hat, anything that will conceal your identity so you won't be scanned and put into their facial recognition. Now listen, you don't have to do any of this. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm just a dude, okay? If you want to do whatever you want, by all means, do whatever you want. I just want people to be safe and stay away while we're out there, because we are at a point where the government is openly trying to commit violent acts against us. That being said, if you want an alternative to the protest, myself and other creators on here, we have come together to make a movement called the People's Sick Day. 3-day economic blackout, 3-day labor blackout, 3-day streaming blackout, equivalent to what they do in France. When everyone is pissed off at the government in France, they stop working, and we all know at the moment we don't have the discipline or the means to stop working for anything more than a couple of days. So we're gonna start off small with 3. If you're not able to take 3, you can take 2, you can take 1, you can take a half day, stay in the bathroom the whole day. And if you can't take off work, you can spend no money. Turn off the streaming services. If you want a link to the Discord where we're organizing, please go to thepeoplesickday.com, or you can send a message. We'll send you a Discord link in the DM. we're not releasing the dates yet. We are releasing the dates 48 hours before, because as we see with these protests, when you give the agitators your time and date and location, it gives time for them to prepare in advance, and we don't want these companies or anybody to prepare in advance for what we're coming with. So come join us if you're ready to hurt the pockets of the elites and the 1%.
Y'all know what I've been saying. I will bow, no draw. Y'all had me in the comments crying about. Y'all wrote in so many different ways with so many different syllables. I was weak. I will bow. Because why would that bow put Donald Trump? What? And then if you click on that sound, it's so much foolery under that sound. Please click on the sound. Latinos for Trump singing their national anthem of I will vote for Donald Trump. And get yourself a good chuckle. Because why would y'all vote for Donald Trump? What? Y'all, that's embarrassing. So then 2 Hispanic delivery guys came to drop something off. And I was still playing the song. Because I was making this video. I was still listening to I Will Vote for Donald Trump when they came to deliver the stuff. I was like, Latinos for Trump. Oh, girl, they thought I was picking, probably. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. You know, Black people. No, I went back and forth about even making that last video because one, I'm sick of him. And I'm gonna show y'all. This is the ending of the video, for real. Bigly. Honestly, y'all, I'm sick of this motherfucker. So tired. Only reason I cut it out of the ending, because I had it on there at first. The only reason I took it off is because the video was already so long. But these type of comments, listen, we knew y'all was gonna be mad. Now we evil. Now we hateful. Because we not doing what y'all want. Because of how we cope with trauma. See, this is what the problem about being in Black people business. We cope with things differently because of our history and the trauma that we've been through. We laugh at things. We make jokes. Like Gigi LaFleur said, we made poverty look so good that people thought we enjoyed it. We gonna make the best because of what we've been through. So, you know, it might seem like we laughing at your pain. Y'all voted for him. Y'all's racism and self-hatred got us all here. This is harmful to everyone. These raids and stuff is harmful to everyone, not just the people being rounded up, families, teachers, school systems, job systems, the whole thing. We're fucked. And y'all's racism and self-hatred pushed it over the edge. That's why I specifically started the video with Latinos for Trump. I'm talking to a specific group. One, I'm talking to me and mine, us. My page, my comedy, the stuff that I do is for us. It's for my folks. For these people. If I'm addressing something specifically, I'm going to address that specifically. So my people will know who and what I'm talking about. Anybody, if you're not Latinos for Trump or one of my folks, then you should have just kept strolling because you in our business. But the Latinos for Trump absolutely should be made fun of. They absolutely should be publicly shamed and ridiculed. And I am an advocate for bringing back public shame and ridicule. It's a very effective tool that's been utilized for centuries, especially against women for manipulation and controlling behavior. And they should be publicly shamed. The Latinos for Trump should be publicly ridiculed and shamed because y'all got us all here. If you're not a Latino for Trump, I'm not talking to you and you in our business. I'm talking to my folks and the Latinos for Trump. That's why I specifically started the video with Latinos for Trump, because that's who I'm talking to. That's who I'm making fun of, and that's what the video is about. Latino people aren't the only people that are being rounded up. They just sent Portia's husband back yesterday. The problem is bigger than this. We, as a Black people, see, y'all, this is what y'all get for this is how y'all get in trouble trying to tell us how to do us. Y'all can tell us we can't cope with laughter and jokes. At the end of this little comment, it's too long to show, but at the end of this little comment, she got some little chain emojis. Y'all trying to they done did everything to us. They done enslaved us. They done beat us. They done took from us. They done raped us. They done killed us. They done did everything to us. Y'all can't threaten us with a good time. We've had it. Talking about y'all gonna be next. We was first. What are you talking about next? And black people were also enslaved in Hispanic countries as well, all through the Caribbean. That's how the Afro-Latinas got everywhere. Black people was everywhere. We wasn't just enslaved in this country. The history of racism goes deep for y'all. Don't make it like it's a us thing, because you know what? It wasn't until this election. It was widely known that there was racism within the Hispanic community against black people, but it wasn't until this election that I realized it also included self-hatred, and that racism was so deep it would be to your own detriment. It was worth it to even be to your own detriment. And that's when I started carrying myself differently in those spaces. The same way that I would be cautious and vigilant in white spaces, that's how I am in Hispanic spaces now. I didn't know that I needed to be like that. I know y'all didn't want me at the fiesta. Y'all keep telling me it's fiesta, not siesta. Trump messes up words. If I say everything perfect and do everything perfect, it's not Trump. Stay with me. This is not Tyler Perry. You got to be smart for my jokes. Anyway, we knew that y'all didn't really want us in the family, but we didn't know that y'all hated us, hated yourselves. Because if you hate yourself, if you would do something to harm yourself, I know you don't give a fuck about me. I know you don't give a fuck about me. And y'all making it like we're the one. These little jokes is not what's dividing us. Y'all divided us on November the 5th. Huh? What are you talking about? Y'all love to misplace blame. That's what the whole video is about. Y'all love to misplace blame on black people. Now we the problem because we making jokes trying to survive this craziness. This world is crazy. You will go crazy if you don't do something to have a good time or celebrate. That's what we do. That's how we done survived all of these years of trauma and stuff that people done put on us. And y'all in our business trying to tell us how to survive. We're the survivors here. We don't do everything right. We not the top of everything, but don't tell us how to survive a hard time. Okay, we got it. And the jokes that we making about this to just get through the day is the least of America's problems. It's the least of the Hispanic community's problems. Please. Like I said, if you ain't Latinos for Trump or one of my folks, you in our business, and you can kindly exit. It ain't for you. My content is for us. It's for us, by us. If somebody else like it and appreciate it, more power to you. I don't dislike Hispanic people. They dislike me, apparently. I didn't even know we was not friends. But now that I do know that, I'm going to treat you like I treat them other folks. With caution. With caution. Because you'll harm me. We'll get out there trying to protest with y'all, and y'all let the police turn on us, and y'all walk the other way. We're not coming out there with y'all. We're not coming. And we might make some jokes about it while we at home eating our popcorn. And y'all could be mad about it if y'all want to. Y'all, we done with letting y'all tell us how to be. We us. We us. That's what makes us us. Y'all never liked it, so keep not liking it. We don't care. We don't care anymore.